You do not need a camera anymore, no crew, no location. 5 tools are making this possible right now, and each one replaces a specific job in the production process. Here is what they are and which one you actually need. Tool 1 is Veo 3.1 from Google. This is the one that changes the conversation about what AI video can do, and the reason is audio. Every other tool on this list generates video, and then you add sound separately. Veo 3.1 generates the video and the audio at exactly the same time from the same prompt. You type a description of a scene: waves hitting rocks at sunset, a coffee shop on a rainy morning, a car accelerating through a city at night. And what comes back is a video clip with the ambient sound already built in and synced to the visuals. No post-production, no sound design, no separate audio tools. The output quality is genuinely cinematic for an AI tool. Google says it targets professional filmmaking standards, and while it does not always hit that bar, when it does, the result is something most people would not immediately identify as AI-generated. The free tier gives you 10 clips per month through Google Vids with a watermark. The native audio generation, which is the actual standout feature, requires the paid plan at $20 a month. For creators making content that needs to feel immersive, Veo 3.1 is replacing what used to require a location, a sound recordist, and a post-production session. Tool 2 is Kling 2.6. This is the cinematic quality option, and the pricing is what makes it worth knowing about. Kling produces video that looks like it was shot with professional camera equipment, controlled depth of field, realistic lighting, fabric, and hair movement that follows physics rather than glitching. Version 2.6 added simultaneous audio generation to match Veo, produces clips up to 2 minutes long, and maintains character consistency across those longer durations in a way earlier versions did not. The free tier is available but watermarked and capped to shorter clips. Paid plans start at around $8 a month, which is significantly less than what you would expect for this output quality. For faceless YouTube channels, cinematic B-roll, and any content where the visual quality needs to look expensive without costing that much, Kling is the strongest option on this list. But here is where most people get this wrong. They assume cinematic tools are for big productions. Kling is being used by solo creators making YouTube content at home to generate B-roll they simply cannot film themselves. Travel footage without traveling, product shots without a photography setup, location scenes without a location. If you already have footage and want to make it look better rather than generate from scratch, the next two are exactly for you. Tool 3 is Hedra. This one does something fundamentally different from everything else on this list, and it is the most immediately useful for anyone who wants to be on camera without being on camera. You upload a still photo, write a script, and Hedra animates that photo into a talking avatar that lip syncs to your script with realistic facial expressions and natural head movement. The output is not perfect. Close examination reveals the AI origin. But for social content, educational videos, and faceless channel formats, the result is more than good enough, and the barrier to entry is almost zero. A photo and a script is all you need. The free tier gives you enough access to test it properly before committing. This is the tool that makes being on camera optional. Tool 4 is Pika 2.2. The framing for Pika is not video generation, it is video transformation. You bring existing footage or a static image, and Pika applies effects that would previously require professional post-production software and a skilled editor. The Pick Effects feature adds cinematic effects like disintegration, explosion, morphing, weather, dramatic lighting changes to footage you already have. The Pika Swaps feature lets you replace specific objects in your footage with something else entirely. Basic Clip In, something that looks expensive out. The free tier gives you 150 credits per month with a watermark, which is enough to experiment seriously before deciding whether it earns a paid slot in your workflow. At $8 a month for the entry paid plan, it is one of the more accessible tools on this list for the transformation quality it delivers. For creators who already have footage but want it to look more polished, Pika is the most direct upgrade. Tool 5 is Luma Dream Machine, which is the most misunderstood tool on this list and probably the most visually impressive once you see what it actually does. The category is physical realism. environmental scenes, atmospheric conditions, material behavior. Rain that moves like rain, ocean waves with realistic water physics, fire that behaves like fire, fabric responding to wind. These are the things that AI video has historically struggled to render convincingly, and Luma's Ray 3 model handles them better than anything else available right now. The free tier exists with watermarked output. Paid plans from around $8 a month unlock higher resolution and more monthly generations. For creators making nature content, product visualizations, atmospheric B-roll, or any footage where the environment itself is the subject, Luma produces results that are genuinely hard to replicate any other way. Here is the decision framework before you choose. If you need full video generation with audio from a single prompt, go with VO 3.1. If you need cinematic B-roll on a budget, Kling 2.6 does that the best. If you want to be on camera without filming yourself, Hedra is the viable option. If you already have footage and want to transform it, Pika 2.2 wins hands down. And if you need realistic environmental or atmospheric scenes, then Luma Dream Machine is your best bet. Most creators do not need all five. The clearest starting point depends entirely on what you are making. Pick the one that matches your most immediate use case, test it on the free tier first, and add a second only once you know what your gap is. This is the first time in history where one person can do what used to take an entire production team. That is not hype. It is just what these 5 tools make possible right now. If this kind of breakdown saves you from buying the wrong tool or building the wrong workflow, that is exactly what this channel is for. Subscribe and I will keep doing this every week. See you in the next one.